Let's take a look at the directory and help functions that you have. Let's say that we would like to know what directory does, what the dir does, and the different ways that we can use it. In order to get that, we can do a / and a question mark. And this is going to show us what it does. So for any command, you can type the command in / question mark, and it's going to give you the information about what that does. And you can see that the directory displays a list of files and subdirectories in a directory. And then these are the applications that you can use, or the options that you can use along with the dir command. And so you can remember that we looked at the /p for page, and you can see that there are a lot of different ones here. P is here as well. So you can actually go through and find exactly what you want to do with any particular command. It also gives you some information down at the bottom of the command as well. There is another overall help function that is built into the command line, and that's not surprisingly help. When we enter help in the command line, we're going to get the entire output of what is in the help files. So we can either scroll through them like this and take a look or what have you. Some people will actually open another prompt and use this one to look at the help functions, or you can stay here. Something else that you can do is you can actually export all of this text, or any command really that has an output. You can export that into a file. Let's say that we would like to take all this information and we would like to send it out to a text file called help. To do this, we're going to pull up the help command. We're going to put a space, and we're going to use a greater than sign, and we're going to name the file help.txt. With this command, what's going to happen is when you press enter, you're not going to see the output here in the command line. What you will see is a file come up somewhere over here on the desktop, because that's where we're at on the desktop, and that file is going to be called help. So let's go ahead and enter, and you can see that help showed up right here. Now we can double click that, but there's also another way. If we just type in at the command line, and since we're learning command line, let's use that. We can just type in help.txt. Now the extension is important. If we just type in help, you're going to get this output, and it's not going to open this file. So you have to put the extension of that in there. Click return. It's going to open, and we can see that this is the output from the help command, and these are all of the items in the output. We can close this file, alternate, which you can see activates the menu, F, which is file, X, and it's going to close that file. So we don't have to use the mouse. So again, we can do that. We can just park the mouse over here, and we'll open the text file, and then let's close that text file, Alt FX. We've already looked at how to delete that help file, but what if we wanted to create another help help.txt file, but we wanted that to be in a help folder or directory. First thing we need to do is we need to make that directory, and it's going to show up on the desktop, and we're going to call that directory help. So the MD is the syntax that you'll use. It brings up the help file, and we can now navigate into help. Let's look around. It is empty except for our directory files here, and we can run that same help command again. So let's see if that works. Nothing shows up here. Let's look in the file again, and you can see that there's a help.txt. Now we don't need this other help file, so let's navigate back up to the desktop. To do that, cd ... Let's look around. Here's our help.txt, and here's our help directory, which is right here. And let's go ahead and remove. If we just type in delete help.txt, it's going to go away. Let's clear the screen. Let's run a task list. What it does is it actually lists processes that are currently running. To do that, we're just going to type in task list, press return. And so these are all of the processes that are currently running. You can also see something important that we'll use in the future is the PID, which is the process ID number. It gives you information as well about the memory usage for different processes as well. If we want to know what options will go along with the task list, we can bring up task list, space, / and question mark. Now this is going to give us all the help information for the task list syntax. This command actually displays a list of the currently running processes on a local or remote machine, which is important for what we're going to be doing in the future. Different parameters and the different applications of those parameters, as well as some filters that you can use and valid values for those filters. Now, once again, if we do not want to read this right here, we can export this. So let's bring up that last command, task list, and let's send that to the desktop as tasklist.txt. Nothing happens here, but you can see task list shows up here. Now let's see what's in that task list, and put in txt, enter, and this is the contents of the file. It's a little easier to use, and let's say that not only do we want to take a look at those processes that are running, but we would also like to have the help information in this same file. So what we're going to be doing is tacking the help information at the bottom. So let's exit out of this by alternate FX, bring up the task list help, which is here. This time what we're going to do is we're going to put a space, and we're going to put 2 tags there, which means write this information to an existing file, and the name of that file is tasklist.txt. Enter, and nothing happened. Well, nothing we can see happened. Let's open up task list, and let's see if it in fact attached it to the bottom. These are the currently running processes, and we can see right here, this is where our task list help begins, and this is the information that we saw before. So if you wanted to combine that information, append it to the existing information, then you could do that with the tag. Let's go ahead and just exit out of that and clear the screen. And join me in the next video, and we will go a little bit deeper into the Windows command line.